Welcome back, everyone, to our review of Yakuza Fiancé Episode 6. If you've been keeping up with the series, you know by now that this show is anything but your typical romance anime. Full of twists, emotional complexity, and, of course, plenty of drama. This episode gives us more insight into the tangled relationships between the characters, especially the fiery dynamic between Yoshino and her Yakuza fiancé, Kirishima. Today, we're diving deep into this episode to explore its developments, characters, and the shifting power dynamics that make this series so gripping. Start of review. Episode 6 picks up right where we left off, with Yoshino finally recovering from the fever that had her bedridden. It's a welcome sight to see her back on her feet, but what catches her attention immediately is Kirishima, who's been vigilantly watching over her throughout her illness. Not only did he stay awake all night, ensuring she was well taken care of, but his level of devotion has grown undeniable. When Yoshino asks him why he's been so protective, Kirishima offers a stark explanation. He tells her that he has to keep her close to prevent any of his enemies from using her against him. It's a cold, calculated reason, but at the same time, it reveals the depth of his feelings for Yoshino. He admits that, now that he's fallen for her, he's terrified that someone could target her as a way to get back at him. In that moment, it becomes clear just how intense Kirishima's attachment to Yoshino really is. It's more than just a protective instinct. It's the fear of losing her, the fear that she might become vulnerable without him by her side. His words give us a glimpse into the emotional weight he carries, and it's fascinating to watch him struggle with these conflicting feelings. The man who has been described as ruthless and detached is slowly becoming someone who is capable of vulnerability, all because of his love for Yoshino. However, as we all know, nothing is ever straightforward in Yakuza Fiancé. Just when we think we have a handle on Kirishima's emotions, the episode throws a new twist into the mix with the arrival of a significant visitor in Tokyo, Tsubaki. Now, for those of you who may not remember, Tsubaki is Yoshino's half-sister, born from the relationships her grandfather had with several mistresses. Tsubaki comes from Kyoto, and she shares a close, almost sisterly bond with Yoshino, which complicates things even more for our already troubled couple. At first glance, Tsubaki and Kirishima seem to hit it off. They both have sharp minds and recognize a certain cunning in each other, which leads to a mutual respect. Kirishima, aware of Yoshino's trust in Tsubaki, is cautious, while Tsubaki, understanding the depth of Kirishima's feelings for Yoshino, offers a warning. If he ever hurts Yoshino, she'll make sure he's removed from her life for good. It's a tense moment, one that highlights the precarious balance of trust between these characters. Kirishima is a man who operates with power, but Tsubaki is no stranger to playing the same game, and she's made it clear that she's not afraid to act when it comes to her cousin's well-being. The interaction between Tsubaki and Kirishima raises the stakes even higher, showing just how complicated their relationships have become. Yoshino is caught in the middle of this tug-of-war, and we can't help but wonder how this dynamic will evolve as the story progresses. Tsubaki's role is an interesting one. She seems to genuinely care for Yoshino, but she's also a formidable presence who could easily become a threat to Kirishima's hold over her. Now, let's talk about the emotional complexity of this episode. Early on, we see Tsubaki and Yoshino discussing Kirishima and his seemingly obsessive nature when it comes to her. When Yoshino is asked whether she believes in his proclamations of love, she bluntly states that she thinks he's simply obsessed with her. It's a harsh but honest assessment. After all, Yoshino has always had a complicated relationship with Kirishima, never quite sure whether to trust him or not. But this conversation with Tsubaki brings something to light for Yoshino. It makes her realize how little she actually knows about her fiancé. Despite all the drama, the danger, and the power plays, Yoshino finds herself questioning if she truly understands Kirishima at all. This moment serves as a turning point, prompting her to consider taking the time to learn more about him and his past. It's a subtle but powerful shift in her character, one that hints at future growth. Meanwhile, Kirishima's character is equally complex in this episode. We see him doing something unexpected, reaching out to his old flame, Now, a successful newscaster and a popular figure in the entertainment industry, is no stranger to high-profile relationships. She once dated Ozu, a man with significant wealth and influence, and she knows how to navigate the world of power and influence. However, beneath her charming exterior lies a more manipulative side, and it's clear that she's just as crafty as Kirishima. When Kirishima reaches out to her, it's a move that makes us question his loyalty to Yoshino. Although he claims to love her, it's evident that he's not above indulging in past flames. It raises an important question. Can we really call him unfaithful when he and Yoshino are not technically in a committed relationship, and when his feelings for her are not yet reciprocated? This development in Kirishima's character adds yet another layer of ambiguity to his persona. Is he a scumbag who can't control his impulses, or is he simply navigating a complicated situation in the only way he knows how? His actions are a reflection of the series' central theme: nothing is as it seems, and love and loyalty are often tested in unexpected ways. Finally, the episode culminates with Yoshino and Kirishima traveling to Osaka for a meeting with the Somei group. This marks the first time Kirishima is stepping onto enemy turf, and the tension is palpable. It's clear that this meeting will be a turning point for both him and Yoshino, as it's not just about business. It's about trust, loyalty, and the shifting power dynamics between the factions. As Yoshino gets closer to uncovering Kirishima's true intentions, we're left wondering if their bond can withstand the pressure of the world they're caught in.